Right now, Lichess is accepting games for their game of the month for January. Now, how this works is that you submit the game to this forum post here, and the best game would be selected by the lead chess team and analyzed afterwards. Because that makes sense. Because if, say, if somebody was had a big YouTube channel and they just got all their followers that just like their game, and if they was just going based on likes, then that person could just win the game. But it might not be the spectacular game. So I like how they're doing this. They're actually taking the time to look at the game, themselves, and let them, sort of independently, quote unquote, pick the game. So where am I going with this? I submitted a game to this contest, and I want you guys to check this game out because it's one game. I'm not going to fully analyze it. I'm just going to quickly run through it. I might just at some points talk about certain things, but I'm going to fully analyze it later. But if you go to this website, to this forum post here, and give it a thumbs up, just maybe that might make them pay a little bit more attention to it. So, with that said, if you want to enter it yourself, you have until February the 15th to make a comment on the post you see on the screen. The link will be in the pinned comments. And they announce it on Valentine's Day, which is February the 14th. They probably just unintentional. It's just so happened. It just whatever day they had planned it on was Valentine's Day. So, all right, let's take a look at my. One last thing. This is only for standard games. Only any sort of variants, anti-chess or whatever they have. You have another link here as well. So let me show you my game. All right. So here we go. Let me go and start back from the beginning here. So everybody knows I like D4. We're going to go ahead and scroll through the opening kind of quickly. Maybe some key points. I'll just mention some things like think about right here. I just wanted to push in the center. It's a blitz game, so I'm just kind of just wanted to test my opponent out, just see how they react to it. Nothing special necessarily, but I did like the position of my knight. Okay, so when I hops in with the knight, I just wanted to trade just to because I just wanted my bishop to have a little bit more influence on this diagonal eventually. So when he goes trade, knight takes, pawn takes, he goes try to trade bishops. I do not trade bishops because, well, if I take his bishop and he take his queen, well, he just basically developed his queen for nothing, and he got his queen on a pretty good square that's blocking the pawn that's available to move at any given moment. So I declined to trade. So he pulls out, hoping to obviously hitting the pawn here on e2. So then I just simply just move out of the way. He push. And then so anyway, I'm just going ahead and push up, trying to get make these two pawns in the middle of the board pretty mobile. I steps up with a just a one move itis check, but still it's just it's a blitz game. Now, but pay attention to the times here. Now, don't forget. No, it's small on the screen, but right now I have 2 minutes and 38 seconds. He has a minute and 46 seconds, and this is a 3+0 blitz game. All right, so here I actually blundered. I blundered my queen, but because I had the two passed pawns in the middle of the board, and this is a blitz game, I decided to play on. Now, I am absolutely losing this game, but again, I still have some quote unquote play, meaning that you actually have to win the game as black. It's not just necessarily decisive right on the moment. Of course, black is winning. But now the way I push my pawns, okay, I push this, hit him up on his queen, threatening his queen, threatening here. So I have a lot of play here. So he comes down, and well, while I could go ahead and take this bishop here, take his rook here just for my bishop. That's not really a good idea because then I'd lose all the protection around my um, king, and just much easier for me to sort of play what moves I can play when I have a lot of pieces on the board. So anyway, I steps back, attacks his queen. He moves his queen, attack his queen yet again. And when he step up over here, now this was another key moment. There was quite a few moves I could have picked from here. Like I could have took his bishop, but again, if I take his bishop, his bishop here, he takes my bishop with check. That would be no good. So anyway, I protects my bishop. Now I go ahead and push up on his pawn. Push up on his rook, getting my pawn a little bit closer. Pawn takes. He pulls his rook over. So now, if you think about it, I am absolutely losing. But those pawns, especially given the fact, look at the time, and don't forget that I have a minute and 56 seconds, and now he has 34 seconds. So of course I'm going for the flag. But let's just see how this plays out. This is going to be really interesting how this ends. All right, so I steps up my rook. Not the best move, but it threatens his bishop. It supports his push. That it's just a multi-purpose move there. Best I could do. He bring his bishop back. I'm not too worried about mate. I'm only worrying about this diagonal here so he don't get any checks. So I'm not worried about mate because this bishop right here always got this square covered. So I go ahead and takes the pawn. And now, because I take this pawn, I feel like, giving me a little confidence again. Look at he just spent like going from 27. So he just spent 6 seconds on that move because he's kind of course, if it's a computer, you probably can whip out the best move instantly. But as a human, he froze. He keep freezing a little bit. Now watch the time here. I come back with a check, reasonable, so that way I can go ahead and mobilize my pawns. He comes over with the check. Now right here, I almost hit the resign button because I thought that I dropped a piece. However, again, given the fact he only has 18 seconds and I have a minute and 30 seconds left, well, I ended up just finding this move really quickly. If you look at the move for me, a minute and 30 seconds, I move. It took me 11 seconds to find this move. This is the only move that sort of, again, not immediately loses a piece. Of course, I'm still losing, but the game's not over with yet. So he goes rook takes, which is, again, he's hoping, for example, when I take here, I was hoping that he'd go ahead and take a look at the eval bar. If he takes my rook, here's the spectacular move. Let me show you the actual move that happened in the game. He went rook takes pawn. But let me show you what would happen if he actually takes this rook here. Believe it or not, all I have to do is step my queen up right here. Step the king right here. Don't forget this pawn here is threatening mate. Interesting. So he's probably going, to try to confuse the situation, but it worked. It turned out that when he done this, he unleashed. Now look at the time, minute and 17 seconds. He has 13 seconds. He just unleashed a mating net. Now I did not see the mate until after the first two moves in this sequence. Then I was like, oh, that's mate. So I come down with a check. Okay, I'm still going for the flag at this point. I don't quite see the mate, but I see I got some significant checks. I see a check here. He steps up. And now after this move here, after the third move, actually, when I hit him with this, my rook here was protected by my bishop. So I figured, okay, I got a mate. So I paused, found a mate. He steps up. Now check this out. Check. Now the sneaky move here is that I have to go with the bishop check first. Now if I go here with let's just watch. Now watch the eval bar. If I go pawn here, it drops. So that was the key move, and I saw that right there would lead to a draw. But the move is going check here first. Okay. Then push him down. And check this out. Go check again. He actually stepped up, and I came here, and this is a mate two moves here because the only thing he got to do left now, and that is the final position of the game. Wow, I was pretty impressed by that. But let me show you something right quick. I just want to show you here that even after I went bishop here to check, and if he steps back, well, you just deliver a mate right here. So that's just pretty much what happens right there because he can't go here, 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 or here. And he can't take either one of these. They're both protected. So in the end of the game, let's go back to the final position here. My rook here was hanging. My bishop was way on this side of the board, not contributing. This pawn here was actually protected by this, and the rook here delivered the mate, and the bishop actually cut him off so he couldn't go back. So I thought it was a pretty good move. I ended up out of this with a minute and 8 seconds left. My opponent only 2 seconds left. So really, if you go back and look at how many seconds I started with from this initial check here, I was on 1 minute and 17 seconds. And then by the time I get to the end of the game here, I'm at a minute and 8 seconds. So I done these 6 moves in 9 seconds, and that was absolutely flawless. But anyway, don't forget, if you got your opponent on the ropes, just throw the kitchen sink at him. You never know, he might step into the mate, and that's just what happened. So guys, take a look at this game. on the forum, please just give it a thumbs up. Maybe again, it may help the game. I'm not sure, but I really hope that people can see this game because I thought it was awesome. So anyway, take care, guys. See you later. Bye.